like Godinyambanta sa from paying rent. Are we on? Yeah. Hi y'all, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm very excited. I'm in a good mood, alhamdulillah. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya. If you're new here, thank you for coming. Thank you for clicking to watch this video. And if you've been here before, as per usual, you're the real MVP. Thank you for coming back. Okay, and if you have watched 2 or 3 videos of mine and you haven't subscribed, fam, please subscribe. What are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Today's video is just a sit down chit chat chill video. We're just talking about Ugandan lifestyle in terms of housing, the advantages, my story since I moved out, advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons of apartments, standalone, condominium, and all the stuff. So it's just chill, just share my experience with you guys, and yeah, let's get into the video. So first, I would like to say the lighting is a bit strange. I think because of the colors in this house, the curtains and the windows, I feel like they block the light or something, so it might be a little bit strange. If it changes, just bear with me. But, you know, I am the producer and the of this vlog. So where do we start from? Lifestyle in Uganda in terms of housing. So usually it's like you stay with your parents and then move out at one point or another. Some people move out to go to get married, so they might not get into this phase of renting, paying rent, choosing where to stay and stuff like that. So for me personally, I first officially moved out of my dad's house in 2016, right? This was when I was pregnant, expecting my baby, Ihan, my sunshine. So I got an apartment and he's here. Yes, honey?
Are we going right now?
Just give me 5 minutes. Don't make noise. Let me finish filming, then we go. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Don't make yourself dirty. Okay. I am clearly delaying this little man from his fun times of Saturday. Anyway, so I was saying I moved out in 2016 when I got pregnant. I wasn't married. I think this is a topic for another day because our society. I'm still not married, just so you know. You might think you missed the wedding, or no, I'm not married, friend. Yeah, so I moved out, and where I was staying at my parents' house was in Bugolobi, which I had stayed at I stayed in that neighborhood for a long time, since I was in primary 6, if I'm remembering clearly. I'm just trying to give you a rough idea. So I was in Bugolobi and then I moved to an apartment. So we've got different sets of housing, I think, in Kampala, from what I know, my knowledge. There's apartments, standalone houses, and then there's apartments that's also governed under the condominium law, right? I had the privilege to go through the normal basic apartment and then another one that's condominium sort of thing, and then now standalone. So I'm just going to share my experience. So I moved to Mbuya, which is very close to Bugolobi. It was actually, it's like a between 5 and 10 minute drive on a good day without traffic, because lately Bugolobi has so much traffic. So I moved to an apartment. House hunting is hell in this city. I don't know if it's but I know it's not just me, because I've seen stories on social media and stuff. House hunting is hell. First of all, now brokers, they're so expensive. You have to give them money before you start hunting, and then after you have to give them money. It's a lot. And personally for me, I don't like dealing with brokers. Like I just don't like, I don't know how to talk money that's not clear. And this is the same thing with like police, like giving bribes. I don't know how to talk that. I need to know this is what I pay for this, and I plan and I know, but people are not clear. So I hate dealing with brokers. Anyway, I moved to Mbuya, which was an apartment, pretty good. I was there for a couple of years. I moved from Mbuya in 2020, and then I moved to Bugolobi. So Singams and from there I moved to the flats, to Bugolobi flats, and now Bugolobi flats are under the condominium law. So people own, it's like condominium setting and whatever. So I have been in the neighborhood for a long time, and why I chose the neighborhood: first of all, familiarity. Secondly, it was near my school. I was going to MOOBS for my grad school, and also my store. When I had a physical store, it was close, and also it was close to my dad's house, which is in Bugolobi. Like it's just basically familiarity. It's like what I really knew, so I didn't want to go further. So when you're going, as when I was house hunting from Bia, they were telling me, oh, you need to find for this apartment for 800k a month. You can get a bigger apartment in like Nigeria side and stuff. And I will say I have not been to Nigeria, so I'm not going to speak out of being in Nigeria. But finding an apartment, Bugolobi, Mbuya, Luzira, a good decent apartment, 2 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. I wanted 2 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. I am very picky with my bathroom. Very picky with my bathroom. I don't like sharing my bathroom. So I managed to get an apartment which was fine for me, and it was 800k, and it was like weirdly shaped, but it was good for me, like good enough for me then. That was 2016. And yeah, so 2020 I moved, early 2020 I moved to the flats, that was Bugolobi, and I closed my store. So I had made my accounting things of, you know, I was paying 1.5 for a 3-bedroom apartment. I'm just being really honest with the numbers, because most times I don't open up with these things, because it's like someone say, oh, that's too cheap, or someone say that's too expensive, but to each their own. So I was paying 1.5 for a 3-bedroom apartment in Bugolobi flats, right? So also I chose Bugolobi first of all because of security. So when you're moving, it's just like moving, security. So I chose Bugolobi flats because the security is sort of guaranteed. I'm not saying 100, because I'm still in the condominium group chat, and I'm saying there's been like thefts and stuff even during the day. So I moved there, and you have to pay condominium fee and stuff, but it was good. I was thinking it was good, but let me tell you guys, one of my prayers, my duas and everything, for a while, one of my duas has been to not pay rent. Like, God nyambanta sa from paying rent. And I remember sometime like all the times I talk to my dad, and I'm like, Daddy, I'm tired of paying rent. Like, I'm sick and tired of paying rent. Anyway, and then I haven't given my background. So growing up, I grew up in this traditional standalone, you know, setting. I had never stayed in an apartment with my mom. Then when my mom passed with my dad, it was just like standalone house. I will say advantages. Also from Bugolobi this year 2021, I moved to standalone premise where we don't have neighbors. Okay, we have neighbors. We don't have, it's not like a multi-unit situation like an apartment or like this semi-detached houses, but in the same fence. I don't know if you're getting me, but yeah, so 20, that's my current situation right now. Okay. So advantages, pros and cons of an apartment. I was saying there's advantages of the normal basic apartment situation that we know of, and also the condominium setting, right? Let's first do apartment versus house. Number one with apartment is, I think you get to save a little bit in case this is in a situation whereby you're paying for an apartment, say a 2-bedroom apartment versus maybe a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, like 2-bedroom house, like a full house. For example, if you're paying for a 2-bedroom apartment in Bugolobi and a 2-bedroom house in Bugolobi, it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Of course, this is also depends on the neighborhood that you're choosing. So with apartments, in most cases, if, for example, I'm imagining a scenario of a millennial who's working and maybe getting some help from family and whatever, so you're paying rent, so I'm sure you won't be looking for, okay, do you know, I'm just saying, and I'm thinking there's people who can afford like a 4 million bedroom, a 4 million shilling house or apartment. So but I'm just speaking for majority, I would like to think. So with apartments you save more. With apartments it's a bit secure, right? Compared to, your security is a little bit more guaranteed because of the neighbors, like proximity to your neighbors, and that it's I don't know if I make sense. For example, anyway, my story, when I first moved, I remember I was pregnant, so I was looking at the apartments, and there was an apartment that was available down below, like the first apartment, ground floor, and one on top, third floor. Yeah, first, second, third floor. I went for the third floor one because I was just like, coming from a house where with so many people, like a family house, it's huge, there's so many people. I've grown up in an extended family all my life, by the way, so I'm used to staying with cousins, aunties, uncles, you know, stuff like that. So you come from that community, there's a skies, it's like there's so many people for them to get to you, right, to this place where you're the main person. So I was just like, I'm going up, and the guy was like, but you're pregnant. I'm like, no, in case they're robbers. By the time they get to me, I would have had that was my excuse. Anyway, so with apartments, condos and stuff, your security is a little bit guaranteed more than standalone houses. But also there's been situations, these are all disclaimers, there's been situations where people in apartments have been robbed, or this chief situation in some neighborhoods. So also see the neighborhood when you're looking for an apartment, because security comes first, you guys, before anything. It's traumatizing to think about the possibilities of insecurity, which happen every day, but we pray to God for better security anyway. So another advantage as well is the great community, like with apartments, condominiums, depending on the ones you get, by the way, there's a greater community. For example, my son right now, he's just by himself with adults in the fence, but before he would make friends. He made friends when I was staying in Bugolobi in the flats. We had like a great, and God bless me, the block where I was staying at, there were very good kids, and it was the last one down, very isolated, so it wasn't like, you know, so he had friends, like they had times of getting out to play, and you know, everyone goes with their nanny. It's like organized, and that's the difference between condominium, I think, from my apartment experience that I had before. The community is more organized with the condominium, with the condos, and like just sitting at apartments, and that's it. So a greater community if you're staying in an apartment than a standalone house. I just think my son keeps saying, "Mommy, let's go back to he calls it Bigolobi. Let's go back to Bigolobi. I want my friends, Elijah and stuff." I'm like, bro, that ship sailed, hun. Like, it sailed. So that's another advantage of staying in an apartment. You don't have to worry about fixtures, you don't have to worry about renovation. However, some landlords are so difficult. I pray when I become a landlord, I'm not a difficult one. So, with a standalone house, for example, if you're not renting, actually, if it's like your property, for example, who are married, or you like ladies who are staying by themselves in their apartment, in their houses and stuff, Bolichimu, everything that happens in that house is on you. Imagine the window something is leaking in the ceiling, you have to fix it. Toilet breaks, you have to fix that. You have a big compound. For example, now I have to think about the grass, cutting the grass every month. and it's raining, so the grass is growing very fast. Those are things I didn't think about when I was staying in an apartment. I was just like, in this car box of mine that I'm staying in, and that's it. But now you have to think, lighting for outside, that bulb blows. The other day I was looking at my car. I'm just like, how did we use 15 units in less than a week? I mean, I realized that lighting outside is constantly on in the night, and there's many lights. So like the things you have to worry about when you're in a standalone house are more. The maintenance. In an apartment, you don't have to worry about that. And if you have a great landlord, alhamdulillah, you just holla. It's like, all the toilet is broken down, the window is this or this, we need repainting and stuff like that. Here I have to, now I've seen they touch the walls, I have to save money for that, you know what I mean? So that's the advantage of apartment over standalone housing. Okay, so now those are things that maybe I could have missed with staying in an apartment situation, a condo setting. The security, my son, it's actually not even the security, because right now where we are, alhamdulillah, I feel like it's safe, though I need to top up the security. My son having like that great community of friends, that, and especially when we were staying in the flats, I was blessed, you guys. I was so blessed. All the kids like were disciplined. There was routine in the playing hours and all that stuff, and they all knew, right? Even with the nanny, it was great. Also, I guess like I keep on feeling bad for my nanny, because I feel like she just misses being around people and stuff like that. Now it's just us. So that's what I miss about about an apartment setting. However, alhamdulillah, like I'm just by alhamdulillah, is like, thank God, alhamdulillah for where I'm at right now, the situation I'm in right now. Because would I go back to it? I miss a few things, but would I go back to it? No. But you know, you never know how God's things pan out. But for now, I wouldn't go back to that setting. And then the disadvantages, you guys, of apartments, the things I don't miss at all. One is the noise. Woo, the noise, friends, the noise. If you have lived in Bugolobi flats or in an apartment setting or block that's got many kids, okay, now with the flats, the kids had hours, especially like from 3:30 to about 6 kids would play, so the noise would max then. And my block was near the playground. Oh, another thing I miss about condominium setting is the amenities. If you're in a condo, like now in the flats, what we had security, and what we had was the play place for the kids. Okay, it wasn't that. Actually, I don't miss it, because I have enough space here. But yeah, anyway, where was I? The noise, I don't miss it at all. And now there's times, for example, now I can be able to set my hours for cutting the grass. You know, that car thing of the grass is so noisy, so I can set my hours and be like, I know on Saturday these guys are going to come, so I can decide to leave the house. But in the flats, when I was in the flats, that grass, subi, and you're like, wow, can't they finish? For like, it felt like they cut every other week. Okay, it's maintenance and stuff, but it was too noisy. I wouldn't control that. And then the kids also, you know, you're in your house and the kids running up and down, Once you can't control, you cannot control. So I don't miss that at all. I really don't. The other thing I don't miss about is the parking. The parking is not guaranteed, yet you're paying that amount of money, like that lump sum of money. You're paying that much, and then you come back home, you're tired, and you're parking. There's no parking. There's days I had to drive to another block, park there, and then walk. And also in my old apartment, parking was also a hassle. Now, for example, the days we used to go out before the pandemic, you go out, you come back, people have guests, the parking is full. And that's the thing that beats my understanding. It's just like we need to have like specific apartments, need to have like specific parking spaces for specific houses. I believe some apartments have them, but the ones I've stayed at, they didn't. So you come back, there's no parking, and you're just wondering now what you have to drive maybe somewhere and then walk. It's just like, I pay this money, all of it for what? For inconvenience. Anyway, I don't miss that at all. Another thing I don't miss is some apartments have like restrictions, and then that now, like, I'm an adult, I am paying this much, I'm taking care of myself, eh? And you're giving me restrictions. Like, really? We're not in hostel. Oh, actually, hostel, they don't give restrictions. We're not in hall. I was in hall, by the way. You guys, I was in hostel. Like them cool kids, I was in hall at moves. So at my big age, no restrictions, friends. Another thing I don't miss about apartments is the condominium fee. I know they're supposed to maintain and whatever, but it's just like I've just paid 1.5 and then I am paying condominium fee. And then the water bill in the flats is crazy, you guys. It's crazy. People, you know, I used to talk to my friends about water, and people pay 20k, 30k for water. Yo, my bill has never gone below 80k. 80, and you know, my budget was like 50k every month for water, electricity. That's 100 for both. I was lying to myself, friend. I was lying. And they do that storage, whatever, I think 90% or 80%, no, I think 90 or 100% of what you use. So your thing is ridiculous. Like, you've used little, but then there's that percentage. The fees, the water fees were crazy. And how many people are we in the house? Usually not more than 4 in the apartment. So I don't miss that. Also now, the privacy. The beauty of standalone is mainly the privacy. Like, now I can wake up in my PJ shorts, like my little shorts, and I can be able to take a walk around the compound. Nobody's gonna give me eyes. It's just me and my people. So it's just the privacy. The privacy feels good. Feels good. And that's the best thing about standalone houses. The privacy. And you can do whatever the hell you want with the house. You know, like, you don't have to. If you're not renting, you can do whatever the hell you want with the house. And also, if you're renting, some landlords, I've seen people, you go to, even in apartments, you go and tell the landlord, I want to do this renovation, blah 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 blah, I'll foot it in case I'm leaving. And then there's like some deal you can make that can work. But so for me, standalone apartment at this moment in time where I'm at, standalone is my preference. It's what I've always wanted, I think, because it's what I've seen growing up with my mom. We're in a house with cousins and whatnot. Those things have changed right now, because as millennials, we like staying by ourselves, which really isn't the best thing, because I feel like you need people. I'm really my parents' child, by the way. At some point, I am a millennial, but I'm really my parents' child. My dad believes in staying with people, which is a very nice thing, because anything can happen. So that's my experience with standalone. It's exactly 11:32. We need to leave, yeah? Almost done. So that has been my advantages, pros and cons of staying in an apartment. Please let me know your experience, if you've stayed in an apartment or if you stayed in a standalone house. What's your experience, and what's your preference? Would you want to stay in an apartment, or do you want to stay in a standalone house eventually? Because when you move out, of course, usually it's apartment. Also, I would advise that as well, because of it's easier, security, usually cheaper if you're renting, But if you can get a standalone house and you're renting, because there's people doing that, then that's perfect. But if you're alone, I think an apartment is great. But if you start having a family and stuff, standalone is better for me. So Ihan, let Ihan tell us, do you like staying in this house with this compound, or you like staying in Bigolobi?
In Bigolobi.
Why do you like staying in Bigolobi? Come and tell us.
Because there are a lot of friends there.
Because there are a lot of friends there. But you like this house, do you?
I love the house.
You like it? Why do you like this one?
All the houses I like it.
So he likes Bigolobi more because of his friends. I know, and that's the only thing that makes me miss the place, because of the community of friends and kids. Like, your child will always interact with people, and it made him grow up, because all the kids, actually when we just moved, he was the youngest, but my son is pretty tall. He was the youngest, so he learned, like how you learn faster. For example, if you hang out with older people, you learn faster, you get more experience with things. So that was his experience. He misses Elijah. Yeah, but you'll make new friends.
No, I want my own friends I have.
He wants his own friends he has. You want to say hello to the video? You're falling. Somebody has no shot. Okay, say bye-bye.
Bye.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. Bye.
Bye. Okay, not there.
I know.